God of mortals, hear now the prayers of your humble servant. Bless these departed souls and welcome them into the realms beyond. Mighty Archangel, I pray that you will shepherd these souls as they pass into the realm of death. Hear my prayer, son of Akatosh, and grant peace to these departed souls. My job's simple enough. The dead don't really complain much. Luckily, Windhelm is cold, so the dead don't rot as quickly. Sometimes the burial has to wait for the ground to thaw, though. Lord of seasons, I pray to you that you might watch over the dead and mercy.
I was one of the best soldiers in the Stormcloak army until I took a sword to the chest. Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart. Good day.
Hear now the prayers of your humble servant. Welcome them into the realms beyond. Mighty Archangel, I pray that you will shepherd these souls as they pass into the realms.
Got you thinking. Maybe I'm the Dragonborn, and I just don't know it yet.
I lost my twin sister a while back. Have you ever lost anyone close?
I'm telling you, I heard it. Howling. Those werewolf tales are true. Heard there were wolves on the road up north.
My
Fair
father
winds
said
I've been a
and
bit
cold
out
get
of
on
sorts
with our lives. Like it's that
since our
easy.
daughter was taken from us.
You need anything, come see me. I'm as resourceful as I am discreet. Wherever I can find them. If you're the type who worries over where something came from, you may want to move on. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
I think I've got a handle on it, but Orichalcum is confusing.
I'm a dark elf and I live in Windhelm, so yes, I live in the Grey Quarter. You must be new around here, or you'd know they don't let my kind live anywhere outside that slum. Be sure to stop by Sadri's used wares in the Grey Quarter.
Not really sure what to do with myself anymore. I just miss her so much.
Yes? There's an old saying that only a Nord can work the soil in Skyrim. I don't think anyone else would have the patience for it. It takes half a day just to dig a planting row in the cold, stony earth here. But what else can we do? Eat rocks and ice? Everything you see is grown at my family's own Hollyfrost farm, fresh and filling. I also do a little herb growing. The court wizard, Woundfirth, pays us to plant a little nightshade. Who knows what he uses it for? Hey, could you deliver this bottle of nightshade extract to Woundfirth? Thanks. Good day to you.
You have yours, and I have mine.
I didn't touch it.
Hammers don't have legs.
Did you look behind the forge? I think I saw it there.
Oh, yes. Now that you mention it, I think...
I've been a bit out of sorts since our daughter was taken from us.
Come and browse my fine selection.
I don't haggle. If you want a lower price, look elsewhere. It was difficult at first. The Nords of this city are at best suspicious of outsiders. But in time, I made the right friends and proved myself useful enough that they don't give me trouble anymore. The Dark Elves are too proud and naive to understand the way things truly are, and so they continue to dwell in that slum. Just got here from the Somerset Isles. Lots of opportunity in Skyrim. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that. Thank you for your custom.
Not really sure what to do with myself anymore.
Poor Nilsine has been
miss
wrecked
her
since
so
her sister
much.
was killed. Please forgive my mood. I'm still coming to terms with my daughter's death.
I'll be fine.
Master, you're far too old for this sort of journey. We don't know what's inside.
I can... just...
You see, you're not well. Have a seat, and I'll fetch you some tonic.
Oh, if there was a tonic that could help me, I would have found it by now.
My master can be a bit short-tempered, but I've learned so much from him. Until next time.
I'm so close to the answer. Just a man's life work is all. I finally derived the location of the White Phial, but this doting busybody won't let me get it. You would do that? It's good to know there are some people out there who are willing to help an old man. It's buried with its maker, Corral Mill, in a long-forsaken cave to the west of here. Corral Mill was a crafty one, even in death. You would need the skills of a master alchemist to reach his resting place. Luckily for you, I've already made the mixture. Here, take it. Please, don't dally. I've wasted enough time arguing with my useless assistant here. A legendary bottle, forged in the days when Skyrim was just starting its turn to ice. A small container made of the magically infused snow that first fell on the throat of the world. It is said that the phial will replenish whatever fluid is placed inside of it. For an alchemist like myself, it is the most pure expression of my art. To create from nothingness is poetry. I've spent my entire life searching for it. It brought me all the way to these frozen reaches from the warm embrace of Somerset Isle. Entire years spent in libraries, seeking out tiny villages with local legends that contain but a whisper of a hint of the phial. I even named my shop after it, hoping that it might attract anyone who had heard of it. And now it's within my grasp. But the Eight, it seems, have chosen me for their amusement. For in my current condition, I'll never be able to lay my hands on it. So, You're interested in my potions and ingredients. Why are you still standing around here? Go get me the file, you fool!
My master can be a bit short-tempered, but I've learned so much from him. I'll never have Master Nurelian's skill with potions. Are you kidding? I came all the way from Cyrodiil just to work with him. He's not the best teacher, but just watching him, I've learned so much. It doesn't matter what I believe. Nurelian does. And it might be the only thing keeping him alive right now. All right, then. Master, I have a question about infusions of arrowroot.
And the child, didn't I tell you to gather my notes on sub-material properties?
Yes, and I'm working on it, but I'm also trying to...
When I ask you for something, I expect it to get done.
Yes, Master, I know. I just want to keep up my own projects as well.
You can waste your own time, not mine. Apprentice obeys his master. A good one does, at least.
Yes, Master. I'm sorry. I'll get back to those notes straight away.
I hope you... Coin to spend, and you're not just here to gawk at my goods.
I have a decent mind for potions, but I've also learned how to craft magical items.
Cookware, knives, and other goods for the home, all at reasonable prices.
Come and browse my fine selection. Everything's fresh and delicious.
Working in Windhelm is great. I get to see Ulfric up close. I never expected Ulfric to live up to his legend, but he does. Every Nord should admire Ulfric. He fights for all of us. In fact, he's the reason I chose to learn the smithing trade. I want to make weapons and armor for the great Stormcloak army. Smithing isn't the most exciting thing for me, but we all have to lend a hand as best we can. If a Stormcloak uses one of my swords to strike down an Imperial soldier, then I've done my part to free our land. A word of advice, don't buy discounted armor.
I have some things that belong to my daughter,
Buying and selling
Frigga.
a wide range of assorted goods.
Oh, I see.
Lord,
Yes, of course I'll go. Let's bring them by whenever it's convenient.
Everyone says Jorland Greymane is the best smith in Skyrim. I plan to change a few minds about that. I don't see these troubles as business. This is a labor of honor. To bring Ulfric his rightful glory, I would hammer 1,000 shields. Shore's bones. I might just have to. Every bit as sharp as what you'll find in Whiterun. I respect Jorland, but he has the good fortune to work the Skyforge. Something about the fires. Their steel just holds tighter. If that makes any sense. Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs. Whether it's armor you need or a new blade, come see me.
Assorted wares and tools you just can't
Need
live
some
without.
metal hammered.
Come and see for yourself.
The finest weapons and armor. If you meet anyone in your travels who needs good steel, send them my way.
Fruits and vegetables, all buying and selling a wide range of assorted goods. The best selection in Windhelm.
Name's Nils. I'm the cook up at Candlehearth Hall. Can't just throw the big logs on the fire. Gotta have the little bits, too.
You know about Talos? He founded the Empire. To receive the blessing of Talos, you have only to pray at the altar. Like anyone, a crisis will push them towards devotion. I've been seeing a lot of the Shatter Shields since they lost their daughter. Hilevi Cruelty comes in a lot, but I haven't seen her husband here in years. Ulfric prays for strength. I speak to Captain Lonelygale, but he doesn't spend much time here. Too busy. The Empire's elven puppet masters never cared much for the idea of a human becoming a divine, so the worship of Talos is outlawed. Skyrim doesn't take kindly to being told what to do. And to try and forget Talos, well, they may as well ordered us all to cut off our ears. Talos, who in life was known as Tiber Septim, united Tamriel and founded the Empire. He was rewarded for his deeds by being joined with the Divines in eternal glory, the only mortal to do so. We worship him that we might follow in his path. We can't literally join him in the heavens, but we may do our best to know them here on Nirn. Blessings of Arche be upon you.
Na most akkor melyik?
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something in the old fort near Riften. Might consider joining up myself.
Takes a fair bit of strength to carry a greatsword like that. But can you use it?
Won't give us a straight answer.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
Don't be so sure of that. We've intercepted couriers from Solitude. The Empire's putting a great deal of pressure on Whiterun.
And what would you have me do?
If he's not with us, he's against us.
He knows that. They all know that.
How long are you going to wait?
You think I need to send Bolgraf a stronger message?
If by message you mean shoving a sword through his gullet.
Taking his city and leaving him in disgrace would make a more powerful statement, don't you think?
So we're ready to start this war in earnest then?
Soon.
I still say you should take them all out like you did dead King Torrig.
Torrig was merely a message to the other Jarls. Whoever we replace them with will need the support of our army.
We're ready when you are.
Things can't look quite right.
You couldn't possibly be the Dragonborn of legend, could you? Grew up here, cold as at Mora, but that just grows the beard thicker. Lot of history in these walls. We're trying to make some more. It's a lucky time to be alive. For Ulfric? Well, nothing official. Known him for years. He seems to value my thoughts, and I'm grateful for that. I don't really have a mind for war, and I think he likes having an untrained opinion from time to time. Travel safely. It's dangerous out there.
To the depths of oblivion, you know that.
Yes, but why do you fight? If not for me, what then?
I'll die before elves dictate the fates of men. Are we not one in this?
I fight for the men I've held in my arms, dying on foreign soil. I fight for their wives and children whose names I heard whispered in their last breath. I fight for we few who did come home, only to find our country full of strangers wearing familiar faces. I fight for my people, impoverished to pay the debts of an empire too weak to rule them, yet brands them criminals for wanting to rule themselves. I fight so that all the fighting I've already done hasn't been for nothing. I fight because I must.
Your words give voice to what we all feel, Ulfric. And that's why you will be High King. But the day words are enough will be the day when soldiers like us are no longer needed.
I would gladly retire from the world, were such a day to dawn.
Aye, but in the meantime, we have a war to plan. I'm not sure you belong here, friend.
Only the foolish or the courageous approach a Jarl without summons. Do I know you? Is that so? Yes. You were with us in Helgen. Destined for the chopping block, if I'm not mistaken. Raylof's alive? I hope that's true. He's a damn good man, but he hasn't returned yet. So I'll need to wait for his account. For now, speak with Galmar. I'm always looking for able fighters. Not everyone can say they made it out of Helgen. Seems we're all branded villains these days. So long as your criminal past stays in the past, and you fight for me with honor and integrity, we'll welcome you into our ranks.
Nem akarok.
Speak with Galmar. He'll size you up and see where we can best use your talents. Not entirely true, though not entirely false either. Any Nord can learn the way of the voice by studying with the Greybeards, given enough ambition and dedication. My shouting Torg to the ground proved he had neither. However, it was my sword piercing his heart that killed him. I killed Torg to prove our wretched condition. How is the High King supposed to be the defender of Skyrim if he can't even defend himself? I challenged him in the traditional way, and he accepted. There were many witnesses. No murder was committed. True, he didn't stand a chance against me. But that was precisely the point. He was a puppet king of the Empire, not a High King of Skyrim. His father before him, perhaps, but not Torg. He was too privileged and too foolish, more interested in entertaining his queen than ruling his country. Indeed, Elisif has become Jarl of Solitude. Historically and conveniently home of the High King, backed by Imperial interests. But the Moot has not yet met to name her High Queen. And they won't. Not as long as I have any say in it. There hasn't been a true High King in Skyrim for generations. For too long, he's been handpicked by the Emperor, and given emphatic nods by milk-drinking Jarls addicted to Imperial coin. It's time we had a real High King, one of our own making. We're fighting because we're done bleeding for an empire that won't bleed for us. Untold numbers of Nords died defending the Empire against the Dominion. And for what? Skyrim being sold to the Thalmor so the Emperor could keep his throne. We're fighting because our own Jarls, once strong, wise men, have become fearful and blind to the people's suffering. We're fighting because Skyrim needs heroes, and there's no one else but us. The Empire's ravenous hunger for Skyrim silver makes them fierce, but rest assured, we'll win the Reach and wrest it from their greedy paws. My father, the great bear of Eastmarch, died during my imprisonment after the Markarth incident. I, his only son, forced to deliver his eulogy via letter I had smuggled out of prison. Such is the love of Titus meat for his subjects. When finally set free, I returned to Windhelm and was greeted by a city in mourning, at one with my own grief and anger, clamoring in angry voices, calling out for justice, for war. They sat me on the throne of Ysgramor, the throne of my father. I only hope I can prove worthy of that honor. Keep your brother, and he'll keep you. Galmar thinks we should double our men in the Reach.
A reasonable strategy.
And you, Yorli?
Well, sir, the hold at Falkreath is fairly vulnerable, and blocks the only road from Cyrodiil.
A good point, old friend.
To be sure, my lord, I am not skilled in the arts of war or military tactics.
But you're able to see the whole in the parts, and for that I'm grateful.
As you wish, sir.
I've spent my life serving Talos. I don't plan to stop now, no matter what the Empire says.
As if Skyrim didn't have enough outsiders. Now we've got mercenaries from Hammerfell strutting about. Another quiet day.
My cousin's out fighting dragons, and what do I get? Guard duty.
Whatever you've heard I can do is probably true. Ah, yes, the extract. Good. Poisonous, of course, but it has its uses. I suppose you want something for your trouble? Here. No, but then I don't have much need for Ulfric. We both leave well enough alone. Whatever I don't already know. Power's the crux of this world. There's always more of it to be had, if you look in the right places. Strength and steel are well and good, but magic is the true power in this world.
I grew up hearing songs about Eildi the bear. She wrestled a storm out of the sky. I heard the gourmets hiding out somewhere in Skyrim. You know, fella who wrote that cookbook?
A divine smile on those who show mercy and charity.
Can't just throw the big logs on the fire. Gotta have the little bits, too.
Lord Nilsine has been wrecked since her sister was killed.
Got some fresh baked bread and good cheese if you're after a bite to eat. Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry. Enjoy your stay. And don't... Take nothing.
We ought to dig a big hole. Throw all them dark elves and Argonians in it. And let 'em... You a dark elf lover? Get out of our city, you filthy piece of trash. Don't like it? Too bad. This is our city. Ours! Don't think I can take you? 100 septims say I can punch you back where you came from. All right? Fists only. And none of that magic stuff either. Let's go. Come on. Let's see what they're made of. That wasn't a fair swing. Yeah, here. Good to see you. Wouldn't surprise me. They've done nothing to help in the fight for Skyrim's freedom. Those Thalmor elves, too. I bet they're working together. Maybe I should round up some men and take us a few prisoners to interrogate. They're parasites. They're living in our city under our protection. But what do they do for us? Nothing. I know the High King invited them here, but he didn't ask me or anyone else first. Maybe he should have.
Farm work is hard work. It's good to relax when I can, but I still have to listen to my brothers harping about injustices.
Imperials think we need their laws.
Hear the news? There's a dragon roosting up on Mount Anthor, to the northwest.
Bandits harass the caravans at every step, but Khajiit usually scare them off. A few days ago we were ambushed. A nuisance, really, but many of the marauders had quick fingers. One of them stole my moon amulet. given to me by my mother when I was just a cub. It is my only memory of home in this cold land. You are kind to offer. We believe the bandits are part of a group headquartered here. Be careful. I missed my amulet. But a life cannot be replaced as easily. Your road lead you to warm
So
sand.
many refuse to talk to us. They call us thieves and smugglers. I am glad to see that you are not such a one. Mostly, it is the Nords. They do not like outsiders in their land. And so we are forbidden to enter their cities. When they look upon us, they see only pickpockets and skooma dealers. It is most unfair. But we do our best to ignore them. Not long, in truth. I came to Skyrim after I found myself unwelcome in both Elsewhere and Cyrodiil. I seem to have an unfortunate talent for getting myself involved in misunderstandings with the law. Resad was able to look past that, and it was he who helped to set me up with a trade caravan. Now I work for him. I hope that you will come to do business with us again. A peaceful greeting to you.
Need something? May the sun keep you warm, even Khajiit is ready for any troublemakers. Skyrim is filled with all manner of dangerous beasts. Wolves, trolls, mammoths, and giants would all like to make a meal of us. But the dragons are the most fearsome. Lucky for us, they don't seem to hunt along the roads. Yes, I was hired to protect the others as we walk the roads of Skyrim. It is a thankless task, and I would rather be back home in Elsewhere, but I have little choice. Akari freed me from a prison in Cyrodiil, and now I must repay my debt to him. A word of advice, my friend. Do not mix gambling and drink. Taken together, they will empty your pockets of every septim. Until our next meeting, if such is fated.
Kjeld speaks for Kynesgrove. Anyone who says otherwise is aching for a fight.
Poor Rogi. If you're feeling charitable, buy the Nordham mead. He's good for it. He's been in Kynesgrove forever. Great storyteller. Keeps everyone's spirits up. Owes me a lot of coin for drinks. I keep telling him not to worry about it, but he's got the stubborn Nord blood. Damn fool doesn't have the coin to pay me back, so he just beats himself up over it, and then he gets thirsty and it cycles all over again. If you could convince him that I don't care about his tab, it'd certainly make me feel better. Magic is nothing but trouble. If you're set on it, there's that college in Winterhold, or Ulfric's court wizard. But don't say I didn't warn you. Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter. Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way. Let me know if there's anything else you need. on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
Mama, can we go play in the river again?
Not with all those soldiers all over the hold. Their horses can't see you, you know.
No, but...
And you'll be trampled to death.
No way, I'm quick.
Well, why don't you be quick about finding my book that you lost?
An outsider? No reason to stop in Kinesgrove. Keep moving. Nosy one, huh? I was a mage back in Morrowind. I lend my talents to the mines here, helping them keep the tunnels safe. By Azura, it gets hot in there. I use frost salts for a potion to keep the heat bearable, but I'm out. If you want to go to the trouble, feel free. I suppose I could offer you a bit of free alteration training when you get back. Not here. Definitely not here. You want to learn? Join the college in Winterhold. They'll deal with it. Mm-hmm. Always on the verge of collapse. Good thing I'm around to keep it up.
What is it?
Give me a fuss.
What could it mean? The return of the Dragonborn? And who among us could possibly hold that honor and such power?
Mining is hard work. But we pay a fair price for any ore you dig up.
Oh, great. Another wanderer. Slumming it on your way to Windhelm? Wouldn't even be here if it weren't for my idiot sister. I can't believe she dragged me all the way to this snowball. I'd rather be broke in Cyrodiil than broke here.
Here for work? Get an axe and bring me all the wood you can chop. All right, then. Seen the remnants of the grove? That? Well, that was me. Me and my sister. We got the mill up and running before we found out that the big stand of trees on the hill was sacred. Now we can't cut them, and we can't afford to buy another mill somewhere else. So we scrounge whatever we can from around the tundra. Mm-hmm. Came here to start a lumber mill. Who knew the Nords cared about a bunch of old trees?
My pa runs this town, and why are you still here?
Sorry.
If you bring mead, you're welcome here. Even if you don't, you're still welcome. I visited the meaderies of Riften once, as a lad. Wish I had their skill. Yes, I've wandered a bit, but I always come back to Kyne's Grove. My clan was one of the first to settle here. Legend says that my forefather, Lena, discovered the mines after he stumbled into a dark cave to relieve himself. Too much mead. Of course, there's another story of Lena losing the family's shield in a different cave. So it depends on who you believe. According to my grandfather, at least. He swore that version of the legend was true. Even found the cave old Lena stumbled into. Hey, if you find it, I could show you some of the clan's favorite fighting moves. They're all shield techniques. What do you think I am? A beggar? My family has always paid back every single coin we owed, going back to Tiber Septim's time. I guess you're right. A Nord shouldn't be so proud to turn down a kind soul's generosity. Tell Idra I'll be fine. Well, a lifetime of study, you might say. The best comes from Riften, but I haven't been there in years. Ever tried making your own? It's, not easy, trust me. Hopefully that story about Lena's shield is true.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds. Did you see my husband already? I'm sorry. He can come off a bit rough at times. It'll be good to not have to hear him whining about his debts. Rogi pawned a few of his things back when he still had things to pawn. Take them. Take a look. See ya.